In the quiet village of Miravale, where the morning mist clung to the fields like a silver veil and the crows cawed lazily over the wheat, lived a farmer named Raghav. Raghav was a man of routine. He rose before dawn, his boots sinking into the soft, damp earth, and spent the day tending to his fields, his hands calloused, his back strong from years of labor. To him, time was tangible. It could be measured in rows of sprouting corn, in the slow maturation of the mango trees, in the steady drip of sweat from his brow. One crisp autumn morning, as Raghav repaired a section of fence near the edge of his property, a young man appeared on the path. He was thin, almost fragile, with spectacles that slid down his nose and a backpack slung carelessly over one shoulder. His name was Arjun, a student from the nearby town, who had come to Miravale seeking inspiration for his studies in philosophy and human behavior. Arjun greeted Raghav with a hesitant bow. "Good morning, sir. I've heard about your farm. I'd like to learn, perhaps help, in exchange for your guidance." Raghav squinted at him. "Learn, you say? Well, farming isn't just a lesson in knowledge. It's in the doing. Can you lift, dig, plant?" Arjun laughed nervously. I will start tomorrow." Raghav raised an eyebrow. "Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow. Today I must prepare, read, plan. I will start tomorrow." Raghav shook his head, returning to hammering the fence post. He was used to people who talked but did not do. Yet there was something in Arjun's earnestness, a hopeful light in his eyes, that made him pause. Perhaps, he thought, he could be the one to teach this young man the essence of action. The next day, Arjun appeared again, with the same promise. "I will start tomorrow." Raghav barely hid a sigh. He tried not to let his irritation show, but the rhythm of the farm, each day bringing demands of labor, was not forgiving. Still, he allowed Arjun to accompany him as he walked through the fields, explaining the subtle ways of the soil, the importance of patience, the silent lessons in growth that only nature could teach. "Why not today?" Raghav asked one evening, wiping sweat from his brow. Arjun fiddled with his notebook, scribbling meaningless notes. "Today. I am not ready. Knowledge must come first. Tomorrow I will begin." Weeks passed this way. Every morning, Arjun greeted the farmer with a bright smile and the same words, "Tomorrow." He studied plants from a distance, measured the rain, noted the birds, but never planted, never lifted, never touched the earth. Raghav began to feel frustration gnawing at him. "Action is knowledge," he muttered to himself, "and you cannot know until you try." One afternoon, a sudden storm swept over Miravale. The clouds gathered thick and angry, and the rain fell like silver needles. Raghav ran to secure the tool shed, but he noticed Arjun standing at the edge of the field, notebook clutched to his chest, unsure, hesitant. "Arjun! Help me with the gates!" Raghav shouted over the wind. Arjun froze. I will start tomorrow," he said weakly. "Tomorrow? Tomorrow won't help you now." Raghav bellowed, soaked and weary. "If you want to learn, you must act now." For the first time, something in Arjun shifted. Fear and necessity drove him forward. Together, they wrestled with the gates, securing them against the wind. Arjun's hands were clumsy, his movements awkward, but he persisted, and by the end of the storm, soaked to the bone and shivering, he felt a strange thrill, an understanding that no book, no plan, no promise of tomorrow could give. When the sun returned, glinting off the wet leaves and puddles, Raghav clapped Arjun on the back. "You see, knowledge alone does nothing. Action teaches everything." Arjun looked at the muddy field, his boots caked in earth. I understand now. Tomorrow is nothing. Today is where life is." From that day forward, Arjun began his work in earnest. He learned the rhythm of planting, the patience of tending, the quiet wisdom of the land. Raghav still worked tirelessly, but now he had a companion whose enthusiasm, though belated, brought a new energy to the farm. And though Arjun occasionally whispered, almost in reflex, "I will start tomorrow," Raghav would merely smile and hand him a spade, knowing that the lesson of today had already been learned. By the end of the season, the fields were flourishing, not just with crops, but with a sense of accomplishment that both men shared. Raghav realized that sometimes a hesitant student could become a devoted apprentice, not by the promise of tomorrow, but by the lesson of action in the present. And Arjun finally understood that wisdom without doing was like seeds left in the bag, potential, but never alive.